Hi, Remro. Did you have any chance to go through the lab? Okay, we are just waiting for a few minutes more, then we will continue our session. Today we will be learning about how to debug our Rich UI applications, and then we will be going in the detail of Rich UI widgets, which we can use on our pages. If you have any question or any problem regarding the previous topics that we have covered so far, please go ahead. I hope you all have tried on your lab. Yes, for sample one, can you point me the slide number? Actually, there are some notes given in some slides, and some slides contain code examples. So just point me to the slide number where you are unable to find the node. First sample in the first exercise. Okay, if you are unable to find, can you tell me the topic? Andy, can you tell me the topic where you are unable to find the exercise code? If other guys have any type of problem or have any question, please go ahead. Okay. Source code in the slide. How do you copy it from the slide? If there is source code given in the bottom of the slide, you have to copy from that slide position and then paste in the text editor. Let me show you if you can see my screen. Here this is the slide area, slide notes area. If there is some sort of code available, then you can just simply copy it and then paste in your environment. Not all slides have notes available, but some slides have notes and some slides have code examples. So you can easily copy at the bottom of each slide, and you can copy in your relevant environment, and then you can paste that example. If there is no code available, then you have to type in by hand. Means you have to type yourself and see what happens. I hope my screen is shared. Okay, is it fine to everyone? Can you see my screen and audio is clear? I'm just starting before we go back and see these issues. Sometimes we forget to share the screen, or sometimes there is some audio problem. Okay, let's start. Okay, today we are going to cover two topics. One is how we can debug our Rich UI applications. And another topic we are going to cover is going in the detail of the Rich UI widgets. What are the widgets are available in the EGL environment which we can use on our page, and how we can create our custom widgets, and what are the possible options. First, starting with debugging Rich UI applications. We are going to see what is the basic purpose of like debugging your application, and what are the steps and how we can configure our environment in order to debug our application. Debugging helps you to test your application in the run mode, so that you can see, okay, my application is running and I want to know at the runtime how it's behaving, how it's transferring control from one line or one statement to another statement, and how variables are being initialized, how validation is being performed. So to test all these conditions or criteria to check the control flow of your application, we use debugging. Debugging feature is available in modern languages, and same way in EGL we do have debugging feature available. We have a separate debugging perspective through which we can see different states and variable values and control flow of our application. Where we can see the breakpoints, we can watch the variables current values, we can see how EGL or how Eclipse is like interpreting or translating and compiling this line, and then where it's going to jump on the next line. So I'm just going through the slides, then we will be having a demo so that we can have a clear understanding on how to debug your application. First, we have to set few settings in the preferences dialog box. I will explain you what is the preference dialog box and what are the settings that we have to do. So here on this slide we are trying to see different views that are available under the debugging perspective. Like we have variables view where we can see the variables that are existing inside of our code, what are the current value they have at this line. For example, I have an initialization function, and I want to know when my initialization function is being loaded in the memory, then what are the values are stored in my variables. Same way we have a stack view, means the flow, how the background thread that is executing our application line by line or from statement to statement, how it's going from one line to another line, how it's jumping. And we have a statement monitor area where we can see what is the current line that is being executed. Similarly, we have console view, outline view, where we can see the console messages and outline of our handler page. Here we are showing that in this way we can debug our area. First we have to mark some breakpoints inside of our code, then by selecting our HUI page and then right click and a pop-up will appear, then you have to select debug as HUI application. Then it will start your application in the debug mode, and on the page you have to you perform your operation, either pressing button or entering values or whatever your application is going to do. In this way, the debug mode will be activated, and it will highlight the steps, the lines, the data being currently executed. Let me go back and see how we can do similar thing in the RBD. Excuse me. Okay, we have, before starting into the debug, let me show you quickly a sample of the HUI widgets, because we are going to debug these widgets. The code that is written in the sample application. This is a sample demo. Here we are trying to demonstrate different widgets or different functionality inside of HUI. Like hello world, for example, you have entered some value. Hello, hello. So there are some events available and you can play with them. Now we are going to apply validation on this, let's say on this validation form. Here we are using data items and we are checking either the values that are being entered in this field are either in the correct format or not. They are within the given length of the character or not. Let's give some value here. For example, I'm just entering these values and jumping on to next statement, then it's pointing me, it's giving me an error like, okay, must be at least 6 characters. Same with password. Now on the email, ABC, for example, if I'm jumping on to next line, it's saying email address is not valid. Now just type in the correct format. Okay, once we have entered, we can submit this form, and then it will say, okay, you have successfully created your account or whatever the function is. Now we are going to debug this application, how this validation is being executed and how these validation checks are working in the background. Now let's open this application. I'll be jumping onto this validation package where I have a demo available on this screen. Just open your code. Then inside of your code, you have to place some 8 breakpoints. If you want to put your breakpoints on this line, means you want to debug this line, then you have to click here on this area, grade area, and then right click, and then right click, and a pop-up will appear. Then you have to select this 8 breakpoint. Then a small dot will appear. This small dot is telling that this is a breakpoint, means this line will be executed or examined in the debug code. Same way we have different points left here. When I'm going to submit this form, then I want to check this line, that how it's validating the form. Same way, I want to know how it's going to validate my email address that I am going to enter on this form. Now once you have placed your breakpoint inside of your code, now select your handler, right click, then debug as and then select your EGL UI application. Okay, let's click on this. Let's see what will happen. Now it's opening a browser, either your internal browser within the RBD tool or external browser that is installed on your machine, maybe Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, or whatever. Now, once I have started my application in the debug mode, here a message dialog box appears. It's saying like, please confirm, do you want to switch your mode, your perspective from EGL to debug? Yes, I want to switch my perspective so that in the debug perspective, I can have detailed eye on the different parts of my application, on the variables, execution flow, and the outline, and how the thread in the background is working, and some other things. Okay, let's go here and see. If you see on this browser screen, there is nothing displayed. Now, because I have placed a bookmark, add breakpoint in this line, now I have to go over this line. There are three options available. Step into. For example, you want to go in the detail of this line, or if there is a function available that is being called at this line, and you want to go in the detail of that function, then you will be going in the step into or pressing F5 from your keyboard. This will take you in the detail of this line or the current selected function. And the second option is step over. It will just run this line, and it will see the result, and it will quickly jump to the next line. It will not go in the detail or the background functionality of this current line. Same way, we have step return. It will return from this block to the nearest outer block. For example, you are within a function that is being called from another function, then it will go out of this inner function or inner block or inner handler to the parent block or parent function or handler or service or program, whatever it is. Okay, now let's step over here and see how it's progressing. If you see it's jumping from one widget to another widget. Same way, if you see here on the variables point, it's showing different variables here. Now if you see, these all values are null because it's just going to generate this page. It's going to initialize these variables, these widgets, and then creating a GUI on the page. So initially these variables are null. Now let me step return so that we can return back to the main area, and now it should have displayed this page. If you see, it has displayed this page. Now same way, just type in. For example, I have typed Abdul and then next line. Now when we will be submitting this form, there should be debugging started, and maybe it will start because we have placed the end breakpoint on the email check. Then let's see, these both previous validation did not occur. Now we are going in the place, in the email place. Now it will execute this email validation function because we have added add breakpoint at this line. That's why it's validating this email function. If we had placed similar breakpoints on first name, on password, then it would be executing both functions as well. But we have only placed on this line. Now let's go in, step over, and see what will happen. If you see here in the input variable is empty. Same if you see here, validate email. This is the function name, and inside of this, it has found this input variable, and its value is empty. It's a string variable, and it's empty right now. Then it has found an integer variable and initialize it has 0 value, because once it executed this built-in function and it tried to find this H part inside of this email address, and because there is no proper email address been written on this field, that's why it's returning the 0 position. Means there's nothing inside of this field. Now let's click over here. Once it has found it, okay, there is nothing, it's an empty field, or it has missing these @ sign or dot character, then it's returning email validation error message. Then it will display on the screen. Now go back on the screen. Still another breakpoint. We have another breakpoint, so it's not going now. It's again validating the validators and the error messages. If they are messages being saved, then it will save the corresponding message that is going to be displayed on the screen. Now this is step over. Now come here and let's see ABC. Right. Domain. Now I have entered almost correct email, but I am not writing .com. I'm just removing this. Let's see how it's working here. Same way I transferred my cursor position onto the next field, then ultimately the corresponding validation function executed in the background. And there is a breakpoint. That's why debugging perspective activated, and it highlighted the validation email function. Now again, once again, we are inside of this validate email function, and here if you see, if you hover your cursor on the function or on the field, it will highlight the underlying value. In this case, right now we have ABC at domain. So there is some value. Now let's see how it's going to examine this one. Now execute this step over. Now let's see what is the value inside of I. If you see, there's 4 value inside of I variable. Same way on this side. Even you can modify this value. Even if you like to, you can modify. If we make it 4, and you can modify these values as well. So in this way, you are like playing or working with these variables at the runtime. You are modifying their values at the runtime. In the debugging perspective, you have seen that, okay, this value is not working properly. Now let me change this value of this variable and see what is going to happen in the debug perspective, so that I can supply the proper value. Now once you have done this, now let's move ahead and see step over, and now step over. Now if you see, this input is showing correct ABC at domain.com, because we have just modified the value of this input variable. So now this input variable is storing the current value that we have just modified or just supplied. Now because there is .com and there is dot character available, that's why it's returning its position. and then it's going to do the remaining functionality or the validation or whatever lines are given here in this function. It will execute them one by one. Now just step over. Let's see how it's going. If you see here, it came to a validator function. We have learned about validators, how we can apply our validator functions that are being by default or automatically being executed by the runtime. Through the validators, we are trying to check the values within some fields. In this case, we are trying to take the value of email address, and we have supplied some validators through which we are making sure, okay, either email address in the correct format or not. Same way you can step over, you can step out of this return, and then once this is done, you can continue your program. Okay, now this time we are out of all these debugging lines, and now we are at the main point, and if you see, there is no error message or any message on this email address field. So this is a way you can debug your program. You can modify the values at the runtime, on the runtime, and in this way you can play with your application. Okay, by the way, if you see here email address value is ABC at domain. There is nothing .com, but in the background where this program was being executed in the memory, using debugger, we modified this variable, but it has not reflected on the GUI. Okay. Now let's go back and continue with our remaining topics. If you have any questions regarding the debugging, so that we can, I can answer here, and we can have these things cleared before we switch to widget section. Like what are the HUI widgets? If any question, please, regarding the debugging, how to debug your applications, what are the benefits, and how we can activate. Okay, no question. Okay, let me continue with HUI widgets. Okay, I hope you will be now a bit familiar with the HUI widgets. What are the widgets and how they create your web page, HUI page. These are the widgets or components or the building blocks through which you develop and design your web page, your rich internet-based web page. And each of the widgets have different properties and functions associated with them, like width properties, text property, CSS property, and height, and some other properties like background color, font family, font size. There is a big list of properties that are associated with each of these widgets. The same way we have a number of functions like event functions like on click, on drag, on focus loss, on hovering, and on key place, and some other functions. Now inside of HUI widgets, we have three different categories, or three type of widgets that are being supplied by different vendors. One is IBM HUI widgets that are the native to HUI, and we have third-party vendors like Dojo widgets. We've already seen them, how we can use Dojo widgets and what are the Dojo widgets available. Later on, we are going to learn in the detail of these two different widget categories. Like IBM widgets, what are the IBM widgets that are available in the EGL, and what are the Dojo widgets from the third party that are currently available inside of the EGL. Plus, if you like, you can extend your widget library, and you can use Silverlight or some other widget library from maybe Yahoo user interface widgets or Google widget library and some others. And same way we have third category. If you have created yourself your custom widget, then you can have that library available. It's up to you. Like now, in this way, we have three different categories or suppliers of widgets. Same way, each of the widgets are being categorized in different sections. Like some of the widgets are representing only the GUI or the graphical part, or maybe they are presenting your information in the graphical format, like pie chart, line chart, graph chart. In same way, there are some widgets that are helping to lay out your page and help you to put your widget on the correct position on the page. Like we have grid layout, we have box, we have accordion, and we have tab controller and some other controllers. We are going to know in the detail of these widgets what they are and how we can use them, and what are the default functions and properties and some other things. Here we have a list of widgets that currently we have. These are the display and input widgets. We have buttons, calendars, checkboxes, color palette, grids, date fields, horizontal sliders, image. We have password, progress bar, and some other widgets. Tooltip, free widgets, and some other widgets. I have a question. Can we remotely debug our EGL applications once we have deployed application on a Tomcat server or any other server? Well, if you are executing or running your application in the development area or in the RBD, and then you are using Tomcat or any other server, then this is possible. You can debug your application, even if it's running on the server. But once you have developed your application and you have generated its final version, like ER file, enterprise archive file, or WAR file, and then you have deployed on a separate machine or on a separate server, then definitely this is not possible to debug your deployed or the final application. But within the development environment, RBD, if you are running your application on any application server, then this is possible. You can debug it. Okay, let's go in the detail of these widgets. Any other question regarding debugging, please go ahead. Okay, we have Dojo widgets categories. We will be learning about how we can use Dojo widgets categories. There are a couple of widgets available which we can freely use inside of our environment, and through which we can design our page. Inside of Dojo, we have different themes available. Theme represent the color, or they represent the, what I call it, they represent or they show your widgets in different colors or in different look and feel. For example, if I have a blue color theme, then all widgets will be shown in the blue color. If I have a red color, green color theme, then those widgets will be shown in the corresponding green or red color. Same way we have I think 4 to 5 themes currently supported in EGL that we can apply onto Dojo widgets. And this is possible that on the runtime, dynamically you can change the theme. For example, you have one theme at the start of your application, and after doing certain pages or doing some like working on your application, then you want to change it, you can press a button and it will automatically change the theme throughout your application. It will apply new theme on all pages, all widgets, all buttons, layout, each and everything. Okay, we are starting with the first widget inside of Dojo widgets library. It's a button, Dojo button. We have already used it. Dojo button has number of properties like text, width, disabled, CSS file, like class property through which we can apply CSS, custom CSS properties, and there are a number of events. For example, in this case, we have shown only on click event. Same way on double click, on hovering, and some other events. We have another calendar widget through which we can graphically show a calendar to the user, and she can easily select the desired date, and it will be saved in the corresponding text field, or it will be saved in the application. So this is the snapshot of this calendar widget that we have in EGL library. Same way we have Dojo checkbox. It has certain properties like selected properties indicate that okay, this checkbox should be selected. If selected is false, then this checkbox will be unselected. Same way text property, on click, on change, and some other properties and events. We have another property, another widget that's a color select widget, through which we can select a color, and that we can apply onto our page or onto any other component or widget. We can select any color, and then we can play with these color properties. Same way is for radio buttons. Same way we have check boxes, we have combo boxes. Same way if I make the selected property of this checkbox true, then it will be selected. If I make this selected property as false, then this will be unselected. Same way we have combo properties. It has different properties like values. In the bracket, we will be specifying the values, range of values that will be shown inside of this combo widget. Then we have different events like on selection, on change, event handler, and we have a selection equal to 2 means by default this second value will be selected when this combo box is going to be displayed on the page. Here we have an example on this combo box. We have declared the combo box. We have assigned few values like 3 values here in this case, and then we are saying that first value will be shared. Same way we have currency text box through which we can manipulate with currency values, and those values will be formatted into our specified currency type. Maybe if we have a specified currency in USD or in Euro or in some other currency, then the currency value will be formatted according to the currency type. Same way we have context menu. For example, let's say you want to have a small unique context menu to appear on particular widget or inside of particular box or grid layout, then you can easily use this Dojo context menu, and you can assign different children, means the options that will appear inside of this context menu. And by the way, the details for all these widgets is given in a good way on the RBD help. They are very in detail, and there is also some code example given on the help section. Same way we have date text box, Dojo date text box, where we can show our dates in the formatted style in the format that we have mentioned. We do have some other functions, event functions like get value functions, and on click, on remove, and some other functions. Same way we have Dojo dialog widget, through which a dialog box will appear on the screen, and we can place some message in front of the user, and inside of this dialog box we can use some other widgets, and in this way this dialog box will be behaving as a container and showing in a dialog box or pop-up dialog box to the user. We have Dojo Grid. It has number of features like it has built-in sorting feature. It has column selection, row selection, and pagination enabled on this grid. For example, you have many lines of code, and you want to only show 10 lines per page or 20 lines per page, rather than showing like 1,000 of lines on the whole grid. That will take takes a lot of time loading the grid, and it will slow down the page loading in the memory of the browser, and also it will be it will be like less responsive to the user. So rather than loading all lines, it would be better to load like a few lines on the first page, and then by pressing next button that will appear inside of this Dojo grid, it will load the new values dynamically. Same way, there are some other event functions available, like on row selection, remove row, or on column selection. I think, okay, fine. There was some noise, someone saying like we have to mute the lines. Okay, let's go ahead. By the way, if you want to show any custom widget inside of this grid, then this is possible. You can even show images inside of the cells of this grid. For example, you want to show a combo box inside of the all cells or any particular column, then combo box can appear. If you see here in this example, on this snapshot, we have a text field that we have used inside of the price cell, so that user can freely edit the price, and then once she has edited the prices, and then we would be using like save button, so which we can save the values in the database. So this is a dynamic grid through which you can easily make it more custom to your needs. Here we have highlighted some of its features, or its like behavior. Like it has built-in sorting, row selection, single row or multiple row, column formatting, currency formatting, and some other styles. For example, you want to place the numbers on the right side and the characters on the left side. You can format those columns as per your need. I have a question like does the Dojo library come with RBD? Yes, it comes with RBD. If you remember when we were creating our HUI projects, I had like highlighted that it's importing two libraries, EGL HUI library and EGL Dojo library. Later on, I will show you how it's importing this Dojo library in your projects, and this is by default provided in the RBD. The same way we have another HUI grid that is not part of Dojo libraries, but it is from EGL HUI widgets. They are the native to EGL language. Same way it has different features like column sorting, pagination, but it has limited features as compared to Dojo grid widget. Here we have an example of this this grid, different properties and different values through which we modify. Like we have column property. Here we are specifying the column name. Here we have mentioned that okay, we want two columns to be present on this grid. In the data property, we are assigning values to number of lines. For example, here we have assigned 1 line and 2 lines. Field 1 goes into the first column, the field 1 column, and the field 2 will go in the second column on the first line. And if we move forward, then we have Dojo horizontal slider, through which we can have like a slider type of widgets available, through which we can increment, decrement values. Another question like, can the columns be added or deleted on the fly? I hope yes, this is possible. You can add and remove columns on the fly. We have another widget through which we can use our HTML tags. For example, you want to create a widget using HTML, either HTML div or HTML table or any HTML widget. Then we have HTML widget available inside of EGL, through which we can supply our custom HTML. And it will be rendered inside of our HUI page. Here we have an example on this. For example, we want to have list of like sorted values or unsorted lists. Then we can put these HTML tags inside of this HTML widget, and HTML values will be appearing out of that list, sorted list, unsorted list, or div or table will appear on our page. I will show you an example on this. First, let's try to cover these widgets, and then we will move, and then we will work on these widgets. So then we have here we have an example of HTML widget. Here, if you see on the previous slide, we have some high-level code overview that you can put inside of your HTML widget, like your unsorted list values and div container or table text, and then on here is the result. We have sorted list of values, we have table text, and we have div. Inside of the div, we have opened a different URL, different website. In this way, we can customize our HUI page. The same way we have hyperlink widget available, through which we can hyperlink to different websites or different web pages or links, whatever it is. We have another widget. It's an image widget through which we can have an image on our page. In the source property, we can assign the location of the image, and then using the width and height property, we can have control on the width and height of the image. Same way, there are number of events associated with the widget, this image widget, like on click, on double click, events. Okay. Same way, we have a list widget available. We can as we have seen in the case of combo widget, same way we can display a list widget as well, where we can select multiple values inside of a list. Here we have list multi-selection example. If you see here on at the bottom in the selection, we have in the selections property we have specified 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, these values will be selected. So using the selection property, we can identify, we can know, okay, what are the values are being selected. 1 refers to the first value, 2nd refers to the second value inside of your values array or values parameter. Same way, we have rich UI menu widget, through which if we like to create menus on our page, we can create our menu. Here we have an example how we can create menus. For example, we are creating a menu box widget, and inside of the box menu box widget, we are having 3 children: file menu, other menu, and help menu. Let me see on the next slide. Okay, on this slide we have the code of a menu, like file menu items. Here we have mentioned like menu items is array, and then equal sign, and then within the bracket, last bracket, we have new menu items, and then we have declared item equal to clear. So this will be the heading of our menu item, and then we have item type equal to menu behaviors, that simple text. Simple text or arrow text or some other different text to be like in which format the text should be appear on the menu. And then we have item action. For example, when I'm clicking on this clear menu item, then what will happen? Then it will execute the corresponding menu action function or menu action event. And once you have declared your menus, you can play with different properties, like which option is selected, and you can hide or show different menu options inside of your application. Here we are trying to know which menu is currently selected or within, then we are doing some action or clearing some values inside of our box widget. Otherwise, we are selecting change text box. Anyway, that was our HUI menu. It was a simple menu, and it was not a beautiful one. On same way, we have a good looking, a beautiful menu available inside of Dojo libraries. If you see here, we have Dojo menu item. Here we can show different icons or small graphics near to the text of the menu item. Okay, we have another password field, text UI. If you want to hide the characters that user is inserting on the page, then you can use password field. Like for example, it is common to your password. For example, you have password field on your page, then you can use this password field. And there is option available through which you can control the hidden characters. Either you want to display the steric characters, or you want to show like $, characters, or some other characters. There's property available through which you can control the behavior. Okay, same way we have a progress bar through which we can have a progress bar, and through which we can like say we can show the loading time of our application or loading time of our databases, web services, and some other progress showing sort of things. And it has number of properties. And then we have radio group widget available through which we can group multiple radio buttons, and so that at single time one widget should be selected. One radio button should be selected at one time. And then we have Dojo radio group available inside of Dojo library. It has the same behavior, but with different look and feel according to Dojo library or Dojo theme. And then we have some text related widgets like text label, text field, and text area. Text label denote the read only or output related labels on the screen, and other text field and text area represent the widgets where user can enter some values. And all these widgets have different properties like text property, class property, width property, height property, font property, font class property, color property, and some other properties. And also they have associated events like on focus gain or on focus loss, on key press, key down, and some other events. Here we have another important widget like a Dojo time box, through which we want to have a custom widget that have a built-in time formatting capability. So we have a Dojo time text box. This widget has built-in time formatting capability, and it will format the value that user enters inside of this widget according to the time format. And if he/she has entered wrong values in the wrong time format, then it will show an error message on the screen. And then we have toggle buttons. For example, you want to do like on, off, yes, no, toggling sort of functionality or behavior to be present on your page or on your application inside of, then you can use this toggle button. And we have a tooltip widget available inside of Dojo library, through which we can show a tooltip near to any widget. You can use this tooltip on any EGL widget or any Dojo widget. A tooltip will appear near to that widget. In the target, we will be showing the place where it will be going to display. In the delay amount, how long it should be displayed, and then it will go in the background, means going into the hidden format. Excuse me. Any questions so far regarding the widgets that we have learned so far? We have a tooltip dialog box. Tooltip is a simple tooltip that will be displayed near to different widgets, and in tooltip dialog box, a dialog box will appear instead of a tooltip. It will be a beautiful dialog box near to that widget, and it has a tooltip style of behavior, and within this dialog box we can put different components or different widgets. And it has few buttons like to hide tooltip dialog box and some other behavior.
Hey Abdul.
Yes, I think few people are not seeing this thing. I don't know why it's automatically unchecking it. I'm not sure how it's like hiding the screen. Okay, where we had lost the screen? Anybody tell me like where we lost? I don't know where we lost this screen. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue with the tooltip dialog box. Okay, it's only stuff. Okay, fine. Okay, same way we had tooltip dialog box through which we can show a dialog box instead of a tooltip, and within the dialog box we can use our widgets. In a simple tooltip, we cannot use a widget, but inside of tooltip dialog box, we can use different widgets. Later, I will show you the examples of all these widgets and how they are working and how they are having different themes and how they have different functionalities. We have another important widget here. It's a Dojo tree widget. For example, you want to have a tree on your page available, then you can use this Dojo tree, through which you will be specifying the number of children that will be shown as a node of this tree, like parent node and child node and grandchild node, and in this way you can have a hierarchy within this tree. And there are a number of events available, like on click, on add tree node event, and remove tree node event, or update tree node event, and some other events, or even tree expand and collapse event. Here we have an example of on this tree node widget. If you see, we have a tree. Here we can use some graphics or images beside each node, and we can have hierarchy of different items within the tree. So this tree, Dojo tree node represents the node inside of the tree. So in this way you have two different widgets. One is Dojo tree, that is representing the whole tree. And for creating nodes, you would be using Dojo tree node. In this way you would be creating your Dojo trees. It was about different widgets. Let me quickly show you the example in the demo of these widgets. Then we will end this session. If you have any questions, please go ahead and so that I can answer here. I'm just going to open the samples of these widgets. Then you have these Dojo widgets available in your project. Then these samples come by default inside of the RBD. From the help, you can import a number of default examples that come along with RBD, and then you can play with these default samples. Now, here it has loaded this Dojo gallery. Here we are going to see the number of Dojo widgets that are available inside of this Dojo library. If you see here at the top, we have 4 different themes. If I click on any different theme, then dynamically it will change the appearance of these widgets. So they can see, okay, these are the buttons, Dojo buttons, and if you want to see the code of this sample, you can click here, and the code will appear inside of your web application. This is a checkbox. These are the radio buttons, toggle, and progress bar. I'm just changing the theme run on the fly. If you see, instantly it's changing the theme of whole component. It's not waiting, it's not doing anything else. Then we have grid. This is a beautiful grid here in the Dojo. You see we have formatting, we have row selection, and if you change the theme, it will dynamically change everything on your page. This is a calendar widget. And then we have tooltip. If you see, this is the tooltip. Second tooltip. This is our tooltip dialog box. If you see, what's your name? We have accordion here. This is accordion widget. We will be learning using accordion. We can lay out our widgets, and we can create the layout on our rich page. Now these are the text fields. Horizontal slider. Time widget. If you see, this is a really beautiful one. See here, we can increment and decrement times rather than letting the user to manually type in here. Here it's changing the format of this time widget. Same way we have combo. If you see, it's loading all values at one time, but we have an option available here. If you see, in this Dojo, we are only in this combo box, narrow combo box, we are only loading few values rather than loading all values at a time. If you see here, we have a more choice option available. If I click on this more choice, then remaining data or records will appear. Same way I can click more choices, and I can go back by clicking on this previous choice. So rather than showing this list of whole values and then user had to go through all the list of these details by using the scroll bar, you can use this narrow combo. Okay, we have currency. This currency is being displayed in the UAE dirham format, and same way we can have in Australian dollar format. So in this way you can format your currency value. We have this color palette. This is a color palette, and you can select any color, you can modify, and then you can play with this selected color value. Text area, this is text area. Copy. And if you see, this is advanced editor, Dojo editor. This is Dojo editor. For example, you have selected this one. Now see, grab the values. It has like generated the HTML code. This way you can copy, cut, paste. You can have alignment, and you can have bullet points, number points. Now we have layout widgets. Let me show you layout widgets, and then we will be reading about the layout widget in the next class. You see, now here on the fly it's going to load filter images. It's using a RESTful web service. Now it's fetching images from the Flickr site, and if you see here we are seeing the accordion container. It can contain the number of. You have border layout. This is a border layout. Left border, right border. So these are the number of widgets through which you can lay out your widgets on the page, and you can design your screen. You can apply, you can add on the fly new text. Okay, we have title pane. If you see here, we have Google Map available here. This is a title pane. I can open it. I can collapse it. We have another dialog box. If you see, this is a dialog box example. This is really a beautiful dialog box. If you see, it's still the background is visible, but it's like a transparent background. And where we have a stake, you can use arrow keys to stake over different stakes. Another widget, like we are already seeing these bar graphs. Here with these values. We have pie charts. We have line graph. And we have bubble graph. Now we have last option available is navigation widgets like menus. If you see, this is the menu. If we change the theme, if you see the same menu in different themes, in the second theme, the same menu in the fourth, in the third theme. Same way if you see the same menu in the fourth theme. Same as if you see these accordion and some other widgets has been changed. We have this context menu, right click on this area. It's appearing inside of this only highlighted area. Not here, not here, not here, only on this area. We have last tree menu. If you see, this is a tree menu. Here I can expand it. I can dynamically add a tree node here. I can add any other node here. I can dynamically remove anything. I can hide root. I can show root, and some other. So this is all about the Dojo widgets. Here we have different themes and different layout widgets, different charting widgets, different input widgets, through which we design our rich pages. Any question regarding these widgets or debugging before we end this session? In the next section we will meet and we will cover the remaining part of the widgets. We will go through these widgets and we will see what are the rich UI widgets that are native to EGL. Any questions, please go ahead. So thank you very much for your time. We will meet after 1 hour and 45 minutes. Till you try to explore these widgets and try to create a new project, and then you will find Dojo widgets will be coming along with your project. Try to create a new project and you will find Dojo widgets and HUI widgets enabled or present in the palette on your project. Okay? Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.